If you're a shy person and you want to pass more job interviews, all you have to do is fake it until you make it. Alrighty, thank you all for watching. Look, I'm just kidding. I know that interviews by itself are already a really scary and intimidating process. Now on top of that, if you are a shy and timid or introverted person, this can be one of the scariest things that you are gonna have to do. But not to worry, because in this video, I'm gonna give you real actionable tips that will help you overcome this fear and make you not dread interviews so much. And if you want more interview tips like this, make sure you click subscribe down below or share this video with a friend who you think could use some of this advice. First of all, I just want to say that no one is shy and timid and reserved all of the time. My sister, for example, would describe herself as a very introverted person, and it takes her a while to feel comfortable around people and open up. But if you ask her anything about dogs or graphic design or BTS or Disneyland, you'll see her face light up with excitement and she can talk non-stop. So for you, you need to figure out what it is that gets you excited and what you can talk about for hours with your friends or with your family or whenever you feel really comfortable in social situations. You need to figure out what those topics are and why these help you feel so confident and comfortable and allow you to talk freely. Maybe it's because you're really passionate about what it is that you're doing. Maybe it's something you're really interested in. Maybe it's because it makes you really happy. Or maybe it's because you feel very confident talking about it because you've done so much research and you are so interested in it. All of these different reasons are actually concepts that we can apply to your interviews. I'll explain. If you are a shy person, but you actually get really confident when you're talking about specific subjects, maybe it's because you have done a lot of research about it, you've been watching tons of videos, you really care about this, and it's something that's really interesting for you. Now, we can apply that to interviews and interview preparation. So if you want to be confident in your interviews, all you have to do is practice and research and study. Seems pretty simple, right? No. Practicing alone does not give you confidence when it comes to interviews. Despite what all the experts, other videos, YouTubers, and blogs will tell you, practicing alone is not enough. And that is why you still feel very nervous and don't like interviews. If you really want to be confident, it comes down to two things. The first is practicing to making sure that you are prepared and you feel ready for the interview. But the second is you would have confidence knowing that there is no interview question that you would not know how to answer. That is true confidence. So how can you be confident that nothing will go wrong in your interview and you know that there is never going to be any interview question that you won't know how to answer? Well, it's pretty simple. What you have to make sure that you know is you have to memorize all of your core stories or every single major accomplishment or project that you want to talk about. You need to have all of your stories memorized down pat. You need to know how to talk about all of these stories using the STAR format. If you don't know what that is, just watch my video right over here. But once you have memorized and mastered all of your stories, there isn't a single interview question you can get that you won't know how to answer. Now, why this is because no matter what you get asked in your interview, you're going to have to talk about yourself and something that you have done. So no matter what the question is, even if you've never heard it before, you still know that at the end of the day, you just have to talk about something you've done or give one of your stories. So as long as you have confidence in your stories and you know what you're going to talk about, what the results are, how you achieve these results, all you have to do is modify the beginning of your story based on what the question is. Everything else is basically going to be the same thing. And that's going to give you true confidence, knowing that there isn't anything that can go wrong in your interview. Okay, so now that you know how to feel confident, how do you actually look confident in your interviews? So next, let's talk about some body language tips for shy people. First, make sure that you actually have strong and powerful body language. Even though you feel nervous, you don't want to really look nervous. You can look nervous by making your body and yourself feel really small and compacted. This doesn't really exude confidence. Even if you feel confident and your words are correct and you're telling good stories, if you're telling them like this, no one's gonna believe that it's true. So make sure that you sit up straight, put your shoulders back, try to make yourself seem as large as possible. You're gonna wanna puff out your chest without making it seem too ridiculous, but this is gonna be really confident body language. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that will hopefully ease up some of these interview nerves when it comes to your body language. And that is that your interviewers know that you are going to be nervous. In fact, they were sitting across the table at one point because they had to interview for that job and that company as well. And so they know that people are going to be nervous during interviews. And so they are actually going to be pretty understanding of both your body language and just your overall tone when you're in the interview. But do your part to make sure that your body language can come across as confident. And you're going to want to practice having strong, positive body language when you're practicing telling your stories and when you're practicing for your interviews. And another tip here is that between each interview question, go ahead and reset your body language. So far, we've talked about how to feel confident and how to look confident. But now let's talk about how to sound confident. Even as a shy person, you can still sound confident. In fact, as a shy or timid person, sounding confident is actually going to be your strength because you almost never come across as arrogant. That is one of your advantages as a shy person during job interviews. To sound confident, you're going to focus on two parts. Number one is you're going to focus on your volume. You don't want to talk too soft when you're in the interview. Even if you have really good body language like this, if you talk too soft, you don't sound confident and your words don't carry a lot of meaning. So you're going to want to focus and practice on using a higher volume when you talk. And as a shy person, I would recommend just talking a little bit louder than you normally do. And this is going to take a little bit of practice, but just know it's only during the interviews and you actually aren't yelling. The second part to sound confident is not to talk in questions. So make sure that you are ending all of your sentences as sentences and not questions. You don't want to sound like 2 + 2 is 4. This doesn't come across as confident and takes away a lot of weight from your stories. Okay, so now you're going to take all of these tips together and you're going to go ahead and practice these and film yourself when you are practicing for your interviews. I know it's going to feel super awkward. Trust me, I'm a highly extroverted person, and even for me, watching a video of myself always feels really awkward. But not to worry, because no one is going to have to watch this except for you. And this is only going to make you get better for your job interviews, and that way you can get a job that you're excited for and probably a nice pay increase. The more that you practice all of these tips, it's really going to help you build up your confidence. And the best way to do that is by seeing yourself improve over time. If you watch your very first video of yourself interviewing and then you watch what it looks like after you implement all of these tips, you're going to see a huge difference, and that's also going to give you extreme confidence when it comes to your interviews. As a bonus tip, make sure you prepare for all of the toughest and most difficult interview questions. I made a whole video on my channel right here so you know what all of these really common questions are and you won't get tripped up by them. Alrighty, thank you all for watching, and don't be afraid to shake things up.